Professional footballers are renowned for their peak physical condition and ability to maintain fitness. Take Cristiano Ronaldo, for instance, who is nearly 40 but appears as youthful as ever. However, not all footballers can sustain such levels of fitness, and Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo from the 90s and early 2000s, was one of those players. While I assume you're already familiar with his incredible career, let's just say that R9 completely dominated that era with his unforgettable haircuts and remarkable skills, which could leave defenders helpless with just one flip-flap move. The issue with Ronaldo was that even at the height of his career, the Brazilian superstar didn't prioritize staying in top physical shape. It was unnecessary for him as he could outclass any defender effortlessly. Consequently, he often threw extravagant parties right before crucial matches and led a wild nightlife, frequently hopping from one nightclub to another. However, disaster struck in 1999 when R9 suffered a ruptured right knee tendon and later re-injured the same knee in the lead-up to the World Cup. This marked the beginning of his decline as his focus shifted away from football towards off-the-pitch indulgences. Within a few seasons, he lost his explosive speed, gained several kilograms in weight, and let's just say he didn't appear out of place at a Texan McDonald's. To be fair, it's hard to blame him. The man had won 2 World Cups and is remembered as one of the greatest players of all time. So what if he carried a bit of extra weight? But that was during his active footballing career. With no pressure to continue playing, which he hardly felt even when performing at the highest level, R9 redefined the concept of letting oneself go after retirement. He indulged in alcohol and junk food, pushing his weight beyond 100 kilograms. Nevertheless, it appears that the man, the myth, and the legend are now putting in the effort to regain his fitness once again. Diego Maradona's post-retirement struggles with weight issues were thankfully not as severe as those faced by Ronaldo. Speaking of all-time greats, Maradona isn't merely in the top 10 players ever to grace the sport. He easily claims a spot in the top 2, with many arguing he should be at the very pinnacle, standing at just 5'5" and yet dominating the most formidable defenders in the world and famously scoring with just his hand in a game called football. It's no wonder Maradona is regarded as exceptionally extraordinary. However, aligning with the theme of this video, Maradona experienced similar issues to his Brazilian counterpart after retirement. Retirement became an escape from the restrictions he had imposed on himself during his playing days. While some might claim that he didn't abstain from substance abuse during his active career, it's safe to say there were no compelling reasons to quit after officially retiring from the sport. The legendary Argentine number 10 grappled with weight fluctuations due to various addictions, often appearing overweight. Yet, like R9, Maradona will forever be celebrated for his astonishing feats on the football field, even when he carried more weight than today's modern superstars, continually achieving what others believe to be impossible. Slightly lower down the list of all-time greats is Karim Benzema, another superstar and Ballon d'Or recipient who also had his fair share of ups and downs, during his career at least. In Madrid, it's undeniable that the French know how to throw a good party. However, one thing they often struggle with is knowing when to call it quits. A few years back, Karim Benzema developed a close bond with his French teammate Mathieu Valbuena, but that relationship soured rapidly. Within a matter of months, it came to light that Benzema was involved in an attempted blackmail scheme. Yeah, you read that correctly. The Real Madrid number 9 was blackmailing Valbuena over a video he had illicitly obtained from Valbuena's phone. It's a storyline right out of a suspense thriller. And let's not make the mistake of assuming that Benzema was framed. His history is far from spotless, as he previously was embroiled in a prostitution case alongside fellow French player Franck Ribéry. While officially he escaped legal consequences, it wasn't due to a not guilty verdict, but rather the charges were ultimately dropped. You can read between the lines on what that might imply. But if that revelation shocked you, hold on to your seat, because we have an unexpected name up next. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you? Ronaldinho is the man with zero haters, arguably the most universally loved football player of all time. He was the face of the footballing world in the early 21st century. However, even Dino couldn't avoid controversies during his illustrious career. facing multiple sex scandals. Reportedly, the Brazilian legend was featured in a video in 2007 in a compromising situation that went viral. Fortunately for Ronaldinho, the internet wasn't as pervasive back then. More recently, though, Ronaldinho found himself behind bars in a Paraguayan jail. It's almost unbelievable, but it happened. This raises suspicions that people in Paraguay might not watch enough football, because how could they possibly detain someone as globally renowned as Ronaldinho? To be fair, the authorities had little choice in the matter. The legendary star with the $1 million smile was caught using a fake passport to enter the country. Sorry, Dino, even as the most beloved figure in the footballing world, you're not exempt from immigration laws. For our final entry on the list, let me introduce you to Ryan Giggs, the legendary figure at Manchester United, a multiple-time Premier League and Champions League winner. Throughout his illustrious career, he managed to maintain a relatively controversy-free image. However, considering the incredible heights he reached, winning an astounding 13 Premier League titles, one wouldn't expect the kind of off-pitch escapades he allowed himself to be entangled in. During his time with the Red Devils, it came to light that Giggs had been involved in an 8-year-long affair with none other than his own brother's wife, Natasha. Can you believe it? 8 years. It's utterly mind-boggling, isn't it? As more details emerged, Natasha even disclosed that she had undergone an abortion, with Ryan as the father, just before her wedding to his brother in 2010. To compound matters, it's not as if Giggs was unattached. No, he was actually married to Stacey Cook and had children with her, all while conducting this nearly decade-long affair with his brother's spouse. It's a situation that defies decency and respect for family boundaries, but apparently shame was a foreign concept to Ryan. But the saga didn't end there. Just a few years later, former Miss Wales, Imogen Thomas, came forward, confirming that she too had an affair lasting 6 months in 2010 with Giggs. One might think he had learned a lesson by then, but in 2018, Giggs made headlines again. This time, he faced allegations of controlling behavior and assault during his relationship with his ex-girlfriend, Kate Greville. Subsequently, Ryan pleaded guilty to some charges and denied others, but it came at a significant cost. He was forced to resign from his managerial position with the Wales national team. All I can say is that this serves as a reminder not to idolize football players. They are, at the end of the day, deeply flawed individuals. However, don't let these revelations deter you from subscribing to our channel for more engaging football content.